So late last year, when Honda released the 2020 Africa Twin and Africa Twin Adventure Sports, I seriously contemplated trading up from my 2018 model Africa Twin Adventure Sports. The updated design, latest electronics, and other updated features like tubeless rims and electronically adjustable suspension, really got me ready to sell my bike and get the latest and greatest from Honda or other brands that are available out there. However, after thinking about it a little bit more, I ended up with a decision of keeping the bike. With that said, what I wanted to do today was take you through my top reasons for why the 2018 model is still my top choice in 2020. So without further delay, here are my top 3 reasons for not upgrading to the 2020 model Africa Twin or any of the other ADV bikes out there. Number 1. When I asked myself if there was really anything that I did not like about the bike, I really couldn't think of anything that would push me towards the edge. Is the bike underpowered compared to the likes of the BMW GS or Multistrada Enduro? Yes. Do I get to use the peak power of these bigger bikes? Yeah, sometimes. I've never really found myself wanting for more on the Twin though. I've never had any problems overtaking slower moving traffic, and if I do get left behind in a group ride, it's never more than by a minute or so. I live in the Philippines where roads that allow you to exploit peak horsepower are few and far between. Does the Twin have softer suspension compared to its European counterparts? Yes. Do I really make use of the Africa Twin's suspension with the type of riding that I do? No. I ride asphalt roads 80% of the time, and the 20% of off-road riding that I do are basically fire or gravel roads only. And if I wanted to do anything more aggressive, I have a couple of enduro bikes that are much better suited for that kind of riding. Is the bike equipped with features that make riding more safe? Yes. It has ABS and traction control that helps keep the bike upright in tight situations. It may not be as advanced and feature-rich as the 2020 model or its European counterparts, but I'm perfectly okay not having things like wheelie control or cornering lights and what have you. Cruise control, however, I would have enjoyed, but it's not really a deal breaker. In a nutshell, the bike perfectly sits in the middle of the spectrum. Not exactly great at anything, but still absolutely capable at everything. Number 2. Value for money. At least in the Philippines, when I bought this bike, it was about 40% cheaper than a GS or Multistrada, and still slightly cheaper than even the 950 Multistrada. For that kind of money, the Twin was certainly quite a deal, especially since the big European ADV bikes, despite all their bells and whistles, are definitely not 40% better bikes than the Twin. The 2020 Twins have also increased their price by about 25%, so while it still undercuts the big boys by about 15%, I just can't justify coughing up the difference plus depreciation cost of my 2018 just to get the latest and the greatest. Maybe in a year or so, when I've really maxed out all of the enjoyment that I could out of the bike, and when I can't help but to scratch that new bike itch, maybe I'll reconsider. But for now, I just think I got a really good deal out of my purchase, and I'm not yet ready to give that up. Number 3. Last but definitely not the least, I think it's still the best looking ADV bike out there. Yes, even compared to the 2020 Africa Twin models. While both model years still retain the tall, imposing, and purposeful look, the 2018 version, in my opinion, just looks more tough. The only bikes that even come close to it in terms of its off-road hardcore looks are the big KTMs, and more recently, the Yamaha T7. That being said, however, in my humble opinion, the Africa Twin is still a notch or two above in the looks department. The Ducati may be more stylish and the GS more sophisticated, but the Africa Twin just looks like a dirt bike on steroids. And for me, that's how an ADV bike should look like. So there you go. My top 3 reasons for deciding to keep my 2018 Africa Twin bike and hold up on upgrading to the 2020 model, or the Europeans. The bike isn't perfect, don't get me wrong. There are a few things that I dislike about the bike as well. In fact, I can make a whole video on this topic alone, but that's for another day. Right now, what's most important is that none of these are compelling enough to make me reconsider. Hope you like this video. As always, the views I express on my videos are my opinions alone, so please be kind if you want to leave a comment. Please don't forget to press like if you enjoyed the video and subscribe if you want to see more. Thanks!